yes, we're about to look at a screenshot. Well, I'm about to look at a screenshot on the either the Discord or DM, doesn't really matter, of the mega build, the mega ship that Ray made in Cosmoteer. Anyways, marker. So now let me get ready to start setting up the actual game itself, Fishing Planet, so we can play that while I so I have something to like help do while I'm bullshitting. Plus, you know, still waiting until our SSD comes in. It's still coming February 6th. I'm keeping track of it, so if it comes earlier, y'all will be the first to know on Twitch. Tonight might be a shorter stream in general, right? Due primarily to the fact that I'm feeling a little bit worse than I was yesterday, but better than 2 days ago, which was Saturday. Yeah, good. But yes, whenever you pop that screenshot for me, take your time. Don't feel rushed. Whatever. I'll check it because Fishing Planet isn't really that big of a game to be concerned about. In all honesty, the way that I do it, anyways, it's very hard for me to miss a fish. Posted on the Discord. If you yourself want to see it, it should still be like you should be able to see the history, the chat history. Oh my goodness. So based off of how far zoomed out you are, looking at the map, are those green dots on the map? Hold up. I actually want to pull this up for everyone to see it, because this is actually insane. This is a fucking massive ship, right? The ships we saw yesterday... Hold up. This is a side-by-side, a little bit of a closer view or whatever. These are the other ships. This is a 3-pip ship. This is a 1-pip ship. This ship is 3 times smaller than this ship. If I'm remembering correctly. Or not remembering correctly, but... Hold on. This is a 1-pip ship right here. Right? This is a 1-pip ship. You got your thrusters all over the place because of how the physics work. You've got your shields right here. You've got your laser beams, right? And this is 3 times larger than this, right? Yeah, that's insane. That is an insane, like, sense of scale. That's a big bitch of a ship. Can you name your also 736 FPS? I can see the future. I was about to ask another question about how you can build a ship this big, because you would think if this was an intentional thing, it wouldn't be 3 pips. It would be like 1 large dot, right? Or it would still be just 1 dot. But that's amazing. I have a question. Does this thing have missiles on it? And how low does your FPS go when this thing's in combat? 370 something. So when the laser's firing, it knocks down 400 FPS get knocked down when this ship fires its cannon, I think. 328, that looks like a 328 versus a 736. That's amazing. That is amazing. Anyways, on to our regularly scheduled programming for the time being, at the very least. I've not really actually caught any extra fish since last time I played on stream in this game, as far as I can recall. Maybe 1 or 2, but I'm not 100% certain. This week, I didn't stream Saturday. Friday and Sunday, we played Devil May Cry 1 from the DMC collection or whatever, which has Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 on it. Wow. 128 lasers merged into 2. That is amazing. Does it... Okay. Is it doing that amount of damage? Like, is it doing... I'm trying to think of a way how to ask the damage how it works, right? Because if it literally just splits the damage, like, oh, it's just firing 2 lasers that do whatever 128 divided by 2 is, why not just have every single laser firing? But if it has like a multiplicative additive thing, then it kind of makes sense for lasers to be forced into singular beams. If it like doubles the damage or something like that. Not, I'm just curious. Or is it more convenient to merge it into 2? Because the damage can be more focused. That's the only 2 things that I could possibly think of for why you would want to do something like that. Anyway. I'm probably going to do spoiler talk for Devil May Cry. Normally I wouldn't do this because I just recently did a clean playthrough, but it is an extremely short game, as well as the fact that it's old. And I'm starting to think of, like, if a game's about 20 years old or close to it, I think you can safely have some spoiler talk in it, right? That's for the OG DMC, though. Like, 1, 2, and 3, I might do spoiler talk after my first playthrough, but 4 and 5 I probably won't, because that's still relatively new when compared to the older DMC games. Oh, did I hit it too early? I guess I hit it too early. Anyways, the reason I said that is because I wanted the non-spoiler talk for the game. I enjoyed the combat greatly. It felt a bit simplistic. The way that you could possibly do the combos was a little bit difficult to get in mind. The way that the lock-on worked, it automatically locked onto an enemy, and sometimes like you would hit them and knock them down, and like there'd be an enemy behind you, and there wasn't really an easy way to turn around or anything like that and lock onto the other enemy unless you like stopped. I think unless you stopped attacking for a few moments, but when you're in the middle of a large group of people, you want to like hit the dude in the front, hit the dude behind you, but it would never work out that way, so it started to make me aggravated. And then there was a platforming section, a short, small platforming section, but with the way this game worked, it has fixed camera angles, right? So like if you're, and here's how it worked, if you're running and the camera's looking toward you, and you have the analog stick pulled down, right? So like the camera's here, your character's here, running towards the camera, right? As soon as you get to a certain point, the camera goes from here to behind your character up here, and if you're still pressing down on the analog stick to make your character move towards the camera, they'll turn around immediately and go the other way, and the camera will flip again. So you have to move your analog stick to follow the character. So that kind of didn't help either with the combat system. Or like the platforming, I mean. Which was a bitch. And I realized something. Once I start to once I hit that like glass ceiling of my rage, I'll read that in a minute, Ray. Once I hit that glass ceiling for my rage, it's that much easier for me to get enraged. Now that I've noticed that, I'm gonna try and guide my rage a little bit more, because there are some times where I get so aggravated at such the littlest things, and I don't need to do that after I have my initial pop, and I'm like, fucking dumb, stupid shit, or whatever. We use a prism system, a weapon beam to a prism to another prism to a 2-to-1 ratio. Each time you merge 2 lasers in one prism, it makes merge the damage, but reduces the original beam to 75% strength. So 2 beams are 150. 150. Oh, so it's a boost, but a divisible boost. So it's not an exact one-to-one multiplicative thing. Interesting. As for that was like basic gameplay loop, right? The mechanics were fun. The main weapons that I ended up using were the Alistair sword and the double-barreled shotgun, which I think there's a lot of weapons in that game that are missable. Like the shotgun was like just laying on a table or some shit like that, and I accidentally pressed circle by it and picked it up. Then the grenade launcher was the second most used, because there was a wild combo you can do with the Stinger and grenade launch against one of the hardest bosses, or the harder bosses of that game. I'm going to call them the Mirror Demon. That was a very difficult boss. That was the boss that I think got me the most deaths. Also, I didn't really use the in mission save. Like, you could save the game whenever, but I didn't really use that often. I'm a firing my laser, yeah. Giant death lasers are always fun in video games. They really are. Now, as for the plot was... It was an old game plot, is the best way that I could say it, because the plot went from, like, ABC to XYZ. Like, there was a couple parts that kind of just fell through the cracks and just... Mind you, there's, like, you can kind of put a lot of it together based off of how they do it. But there was some cringy dialogue, but that kind of made the game a bit more, like, amusing as playing through it. Not a relatively long game. Took me about 3 parts to beat it, and it was an in-game time of 6 hours. Right? So we probably lost a total of 3 hours of progress, if that's the case. That and loading screens and stuff like that, and pausing. I don't know if that considered itself gameplay or not. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can talk about for the non-spoiler section of Devil May Cry. Vanilla food shake. I caught a turtle. I caught a fucking turtle. Let me keep the turtle. Alright, we released the turtle. No wonder why I wasn't getting a bite from the dough ball over here. I was like, that makes no sense at all. Why am I not getting a bite? Anyway, as for the spoiler section, I'll give 2 thumbs up when I'm done with it. So, right off the rip, you're introduced to a demon that's hiring Dante from the Devil May Cry devil hunting agency, I guess, in order to go to this medieval castle location that's cursed and basically fight the big bad that your father, Sparta, or the blood of Sparta, I don't know if it's your father directly, but your father, I'm going to say for now, a devil that was a good demon, fought in the past and locked away for a while, then you come along and basically put his ass back where he goes. That's like the quick spark notes of it. During the plotline, however, the demon that you're introduced to, whose name is Triss, you barely interact with them. You have like a total of 5 or 6 conversations, and after like the second conversation, third conversation, you get betrayed by that character, and then you save that character, only because that character looks like Dante's deceased mother. Fun fact, Mundus is the demon that killed, or that Dante believes killed, their mother and brother. They also have a necklace thing, a gem, which is one half of a hole. Later down the line, you fight a mirror demon. Fun fact, mirror demon had the same hat, like the other half of the necklace, so you find your brother Virgil's a demon that was working for Mundus. But they really don't, like... They focus on it, but they kind of, like... It almost feels like they brush past that point, right? And the only reason I saved you is because you look like my mother is out of nowhere. Like, there's no internal dialogue. There's no comment that Dante makes about that beforehand. I don't even know if we see a picture of Dante's mother until the end of the damn game when the fucking credits are running. It's wild. Now, mind you, this is old game plot, so... You also fight a spider demon and an owl demon. What's funny is the demons that you fight, the mirror demon, which is Virgil, all of them are recurring bosses. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop casting over there because I keep snagging the tree. Anyway. I'm trying to think, there's like 5 bosses you fight. There's the spider demon I just talked about. There's the owl demon. There is Virgil, mirror demon. There's this weird goop that turns into like a robot demon, like a tank. That is a pain in the ass to fight. Not even because it itself is difficult. It has a couple of annoying attacks, of course. Ah, Charlie Horse. Yeah. I fucking hate those. I hate those. I like cramps. Fucking suck, man. And then there's like a cringy dialogue near the end when Triss like sacrifices themselves in quotation marks. I should have been the one to fill your dark heart with light, and they repeat light like 100 times. Yep, same. I get Charlie horses, my feet will sometimes like, it's the fucking worst because it'll be in the middle of my foot. And my toes were like, they want to do this shit. I don't know how to explain it, but they like want to, it sucks. That and my calves get them occasionally. I'm trying to think if I think we're good. There's a couple of other things, but we won't go over that now. That was just the generalized spark notes of some of the main plot points of that game. It was fun. I had a blast with it. I look forward to playing Devil May Cry 2 in the near future. Friday, we're going to be starting XCOM Enemy Within, which is basically just a fancy way to say XCOM Enemy Unknown with all the DLC. That was thanks to a fix. What's funny with XCOM is I might not get that enraged early on, depending on how things work, because of how experienced I am with XCOM 2. Mind you, I know those are vastly different games, and there's a couple of problems with XCOM 1, and I know of a couple of tricks, like liberally use grenades and shit like that. I can't think of anything else besides use your grenades. But we'll see, we'll see. Maybe a lot. User of scopes. Accuracy increases for the scopes, yeah, of course. Scopes are where it's at. And if repeaters work the same way, or if they even exist. Oh! Apparently a new Ninja Gaiden game is actually, like a legit new Ninja Gaiden game is coming out sometime in the fall of this year, aka 2025. I first actually heard about it a couple of days, like a day after it was supposedly, like, announced or whatever. And I ignored it because I was like, yeah, the new Ninja Gaiden game, which is that side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden. It's Ninja Gaiden, but it's a side-scrolling game, right? Oh, that's different. I thought it was a weapon upgrade. Okay, I have a lot to learn about XCOM Enemy Unknown. Repeaters don't exist, I kind of figured. And I'm kind of glad, because anytime I use repeaters in the new, like in my modded XCOM games, which are, the only time I'm going to play XCOM 2 is with modded, I change how repeaters work, because executions are awesome. But I like having a bit of a difficult experience with video games. Even if I do complain, bitch, and rage, I like experiencing that struggle and then coming out on top. But yeah, they did a remake or whatever the fuck it's called. They made Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. That came out stealth released. I'm probably gonna end up playing that closer to when Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out. And trying to think if there's anything else off the top of my head. Oh, I didn't look anything into them. I'm going to talk about them for people that might not know they exist. But if you're like me and you don't, like, the next thing you want to see from Grand Theft Auto is an official trailer with a release date, or the games itself, you're not going to look up any leaks or anything like that. But apparently new leaks came out for Grand Theft Auto 6. If I said XCOM, I meant Grand Theft Auto 6. Oh, listen, I'll tell you something. There are moments in games where I'll experience RNG, like it'll be a 87% chance for something to happen, and it won't happen, and I'll go, whatever. Where in the past I would have been like, oh, come the fuck on. If it happens a couple times in a row, I'll get mad. But because of how many times, I don't think anything will ever beat XCOM 2, me missing 97% to hit in a row. Also, we just got 3 bots banned. Are we serious? Yeah. Oh, no, two bots banned. The text that it showed me was that the person that got banned was a likely ban evader. I'm so glad that Seribot is as effective as it is, because holy shit. Is that nice not to have to worry about? Mad props to the person who created Seribot. Round of applause for you. Very, very good show. Mighty good show, kind sir. Mighty good show. I don't know why I went to the menu. I got completely distracted and was like just rambling. Anyways, no, I'm like, Devil May Cry kind of fits the same genre as Ninja Gaiden. Okay, that I have not experienced that. Hopefully I never will. That, it might, you know, what was that for? Was that for XCOM Enemy Unknown? Okay. Okay. Fuck. Well, for the time being, hold up. I'm actually gonna go in. No. Stop. Let me alt tab. I'm actually gonna change my camera for a second to show this off, because if I see that, we'll be using the emergency camera. So really quickly, this is the current state of our current emergency controller, right? It is taped not because it's broken or in the middle or anything like that, but it's taped like that to keep it stable. We've got a couple of cracks here. We've got a breach right here on the left-hand side where the face buttons are, or whatever, the directional buttons. We've got a couple of breaches over here too, as you can see. Maybe I can't. Hold on. Right here. There we go. A little bit of a breach right there as well. All right. So this is the current state of our emergency controller. I'm showing that because that and these emotes and this emote should honestly be some of the most used emotes during that playthrough. The derp is a XCOM 2 Advent soldier with their eyes and like out of the thing and drooling like that. And the controller, well, it's based off of my color scheme, right? This is the current controller we have. Some off-the-wall brand name, not brand name, generic controller. Anyway, I believe it. Ugh. I don't look forward to it, but I believe it. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I think I played on stream for this stream week, because I would have been done with, if I didn't feel like complete shit on Saturday. And the reason I felt like shit on Saturday was because I had a job I had to go to. Like, woke up at fucking 10:30 to get there at 11. Was out on the fucking cold-ass roof till 1, and then got home and just was fucked up from the cold. Because it was bad. It was, like, fucking cold. The luckiest I've ever been was when playing Terra Invicta. I got like a 0.4%, a 0.05% or something like that. There's a clip of me spinning around because of how excited I was on the fact that I got a thing for it. Like it was like a super crit. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull that up really quickly. Trying to open it. That's not what I want to do. There we go. So, I haven't played Terra Invicta for a very long time. This was clipped. When was this clipped? A long time ago. Right? Clipped a long time ago. Don't remember when. But, the luckiest I've ever rolled in a video game. Right here. Where am I? Wait, where am I? Where's my dumbass? Stop. So, I literally sent out the context of this is I sent out a... I did this mission and I was like, you know what? This is probably not going to work. Whatever. And I sent out the mission. That target destroyed was the mission which should not have succeeding. Right? It's a shame that clips can only be like 60 seconds or whatever. Because this one was like, oh. Anyways, where am I at right now? I'm big. Whoops. React ending to myself. Alright. There you go. I know. That's why I supported the game.
Although we have been able to some extent study alien.
I got so excited because I knew what that was. Damn it. I knew what that was, right? Come on. Who's rocking? You're rocking. Well, this is a very small fish. But yeah, Kickstarter or whatever it's called, whatever they went on, I actually supported the game on there because I knew of Long War. I don't know if I have I have a lot of experience with Long War mods, but not the entirety of Long War. Did I need that? I might have needed that. Whatever. Anyways, let's see if we can finish this damn clip. I got so fucking excited.
To one of their craft in its entirety is a godsend to science. This is how they access our skies. This is how they travel within.
Because it was seriously, it was like a 0.5, a 0.05%.
Learn from them, and perhaps even emulate.
That's me picking my feet up because I twisted myself up.
Preliminary appraisal of the retrieved vessel has
I can't even talk. I'm so excited.
Quantity of materials that defy easy categorization. Something that is not only countless steps beyond our own technology, but profoundly different from it. Something, perhaps.
This was something that I just did not expect to happen. That's why I was so excited.
Potential is beyond the words. This motherfucker rolled a zero. 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 This motherfucker rolled a zero.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones, just because of how hyped I was. Like, I was so fucking hyped. Well, I know you can have RNG in the opposite as well. Like, if you have a 100% or like a 99% to accomplish the goal, you could run that 1% or whatever. Or if it's even like a 100, you can get like a 0.001 or some shit like that and bail. I've heard. I don't know how it is now because they probably patched it, fixed it, and did a whole bunch of shit with it. Wow. Are we talking like... You know? Now I believe it even more so. Anyway. I need to play Terra and do a full playthrough of that game at some point. I really do need to play Terra Invicta at some point. Also, I need to change my thing from React Andy to game stream no timer. There we go. Off stream, I didn't really do that much login stuff. I've kind of been not in a gaming mood off stream. I've been like chilling, lazing about, and reading on my phone. This week I might grind out quite a few games that have been listed because we currently have a event going on with Enlisted. It's a supply drop event where you can get a couple of interesting weapons for, I think they're both for Japan, I'm not 100% sure. I know one of the weapons I unlocked was a, I think a Browning high power for the Japanese game set or group or whatever. Equipment set. The Japanese equipment set. And I think an SKS for Japanese as well. Oh, excuse me. I try to make sure I take advantage of any events that occur in Unenlisted, because that's pretty cool to have some of the unique weapons in the game, you know? And all you got to do to get them is grind. Of course, they have ways of which you can get that and more by paying money, but as a free player who's rarely, if ever, spent money on games like that, you don't have to. But yeah, we'll be able to do XCOM only because Ray did some sleuthing on their own outside of what I did and actually came up with a fix that worked, because literally everything else that I looked at and figured out and tried to do did not do a damn thing. And it was so aggravating that I gave up, and then it was on Friday that we did an hour of just chatting to see if that would work. And it did. So we'll be playing XCOM Enemy Unknown because of Ray. Round of applause for them. Round of applause for them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I just that's one of those games that's going to be a very long playthrough. And I'm kind of trying to go through games that are going to be a bit shorter for the time being. Not for any other reason than I'm not in the mood to do a long playthrough in a game like that. Plus, I want to finish up Fallout franchise playthrough. Even though I beat Fallout 4 before, I've never played Fallout 4 with mods. That's going to be on the way soon, though. So that's all the things that I've pretty much planned for the near immediate future. We can get into the section of what I'm going to be playing next, and then we'll just get into the bullshit section about what I'm going to be doing off stream outside of gaming and whatnot. That happens. See, I don't really have that many dreams. A lot of the time, though, when I do, the dreams that I remember most vividly are always the nightmares. I've had a couple of really fucking good dreams that I remember, though. I can't really, one of them I can't really get into, well, most of them I can't really get into detail on, but one of them I really can't talk about. Yeah, I mean, I will say I am aware that I am dreaming, because one day my old man woke me up so we could go to work early, and as he was sitting down on my bed, because he ain't gonna stand there and try to wake me up because I'm a pain in the ass to wake up. As I was waking up, I said, "Don't do that." And the only reason I know I said that is because he told me. And I was like, I don't fucking know why I said that. No idea. But whatever it was, I was telling somebody not to do something in my dream. Games that I have planned next, like I said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and for the foreseeable future, we're probably going to mainline XCOM Enemy Unknown. When we start getting to the point where we're like, I'm going to say getting tired of, this is not how I mean it, this is a little bit harsher than I want it to be, but I have no other better terminology to use currently. So when I start getting a bit tired of mainlining XCOM Enemy Unknown, I'll probably start playing Devil May Cry 2. Like, I'll do a full day of just Devil May Cry 2, and then go from there. By going back and forth between XCOM and DMC. Why is that emote so big?
y'all giving it away too fast. T-Mobile, slow down. Head to T-Mobile.com and get iPhone 16 on.
Is that what?
Yeah, you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch.
Hey, greetings and a good day, Mr. Cloysta. How are you doing today? I start talking about XCOM and you show up. That's great.
Want to be a stylish professional for your new city job? There's
What's up?
German car.
Been a minute. I've lurked in a couple of your streams. I don't remember anything that happened. I might have talked in a couple of them, but over the past couple of days, I've been when we doing some Cosmeteer. Oh goodness. Oh no. That could be. I'll have to think about it because sometime soon I think I can try. I can get. Damn it, you all! Damn it, you all! Curse you! I'm over here like, man. That's great. Well, at some point. Oh, heck yeah. I'll have to figure out some way to get it in. Maybe instead of doing Devil May Cry 2, I could do that game. Maybe. Yeah. Alright. I'll have to like schedule out better, but now I got multiple people talking about the same game, and it's a game that I know would be right up my alley. Oh, that's awesome. I moved my pole 2 inches, and it counted it as a strike? Oh, fuck you, game. That's actually really cool. That's really good. But yeah, Friday I'm gonna be playing, XCOM Enemy Unknown / Within. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Ray's got a couple of ridiculous ships. Well, ridiculous from my limited understanding of the game, which is literally, like, I was told about it a couple days ago by Ray, and, well, probably a couple days before that I was told, but I was really talking about it a couple days ago. But yeah, Enemy Unknown / Within, whatever, I'll be playing that Friday. No mods, which is gonna be weird, but anytime I play a game for the first time, no matter what that game is, I always go through it without mods. That's kind of... I have to figure out the Cosmeteer shit. I'll probably look into getting that sometime this week. Oh, speaking of sometime this week, I was trying to get back into watching Star Wars with Long War. Alright, I can easily be convinced to do that. So I was trying to get back into Star Wars to watch, like, to do my Monday, like, analysis of the Star Wars franchise. We're gonna call a small hiatus on that because on tomorrow I'm gonna start watching Game of Thrones. Basically, me and my mom are gonna have a watch off where I'm probably gonna end up watching it on my own and she's gonna watch it on her own, and we'll talk about it that way, or watch it together or whatever, but I'll probably end up doing an analysis of the first series at some point. I mean, I've never played Enemy Within. That's one of the main reasons why I gotta play it, right? And I have access to the game. Also, greetings and good day, Jarton. How are you doing today? Don't know if I said that. made sure to, in my head, acknowledge that before going on, but I do agree that it's going to be hard to surpass modded War of the Chosen, right? At least until we get, you know, a Twilight Zone situation where XCOM 3 officially comes out, which, don't hold your breath, like, don't say never, because we're getting a new Ninja Gaiden game, like an actually new Ninja Gaiden game we're getting. Oh no, I haven't. I was watching your playthrough a bit, and I was like, man, these mods are so different. I mean, Jarton, it's funny, I don't know if you hear that for these, but last year sometime, I don't remember when, I was doing an analysis, and I did one of Star Wars Episode 1 and Episode 2, and then I started watching the animated series. I don't remember who, but somebody pointed out that I'm not watching it in the correct order, and I looked it up and found out that I wasn't. And that aggravated me. So much so that I kind of lost interest in Star Wars. I still want to watch it. I gotta step away for a minute. Okay, yeah, thank you. I was like, I'm not sure if it was you, Ray. It was somebody with an R in their name. Anyways, I got pissed off, and it's been a minute since I've been able to want to watch Star Wars again. I will at some point, though, because I really do like over-analyzing stuff, because you cannot change my mind at this point. Jar Jar Binks is some sort of a Sith-type individual. I'm not saying they're a part of the Sith, but I'm also not saying they're a good dude. You know what I mean? I'm saying they're... Because if you pay attention to the way they talk at certain points, as well as the way that they act and stuff like that, no, we say that Jar Jar's brain dead. I think that's an act, man. I think that's legitimately all an act. Anyways, I'll explain that more in detail in a minute. Gotta step away for a few moments since nothing else is going on. I'm gonna run a couple minutes of ads. When I return, I'm probably gonna talk about Jar Jar Binks being not how they seem, and then going from there. Because I remember a couple things. Anyways, be back momentarily. So again, I haven't watched all the animated series, but I have watched a couple episodes, and some of the episodes from the animated series has Jar Jar in it. That adds a little bit more to this thing about Jar Jar not being as dumb as they seem, right? Also, let me catch up with chat. Oh, you've read some legend stuff. He's just stupid. Well, I've not taken into account any of the book stuff, unfortunately. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, God. I mean, I have Disney Plus, so I'll be able to watch all that. I'll have to refresh my analysis of 1 and 2, but hilariously enough, I think I have those folders, files, whatever, of my analysis still. Some of the pieces of evidence about Jar Jar not being as dumb as they seem. There's a couple moments where Jar Jar, I feel, breaks character. One of the first moments is when Jar Jar is being saved by Qui-Gon Jinn after they go back to Jar Jar's home city or whatever, the Gungan city, where after Jar Jar's like, hey, come on, let's go and go through the core or whatever of the Earth to get to where we need to get to the other side of the planet or whatever. Jar Jar says, better dead here than out there. Egads, what's a Misa saying? Right? And then he follows after the Jedi. That is one of the only times where you hear like a comment like that from Jar Jar. Right? Like with that tone too. I don't, that's hard to believe. The reason it's hard to believe is because it's a meme at this point. Like, Sith Jar Jar being a meme. Is it a meme because of that? Is that part of the meme? Like, it's hard to, like,
Hey, you saw that car yet?
I need a trust but verify type of situation right now. I need, like, a link to a quote. I'm looking something up right now. Because
That is super convenient. Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Drees Homes is not your cookie-cutter home builder. We build homes to fit your life.
apparently,
Big laundry
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, how about a moat?
Oh, honey.
A moat?
With a drawbridge.
Do not listen to him.
While a moat might be a stretch, Drees Homes likes your style. And for a limited time, we're offering below-market rate financing to get you started on your new build.
So, no moat?
How about a man cave?
Oh, I like that.
Get started today. Visit us at dreeshomes.com. We like your style.
You're listening to Miss Me, the new single by Ain't Trippin'. Listen on Spotify.
there's a lot of, I'm reading a Reddit thing where they're going back and forth talking about quotes where George Lucas was saying that Jar Jar is the key to all this, but not because he's supposed to be a Sith Lord, because he was a political puppet, basically, an unintentional political puppet, because he just so happened to fall into the role of being the hero of Naboo, or a hero of Naboo, because he lucked into meeting the Jedi, led them to basically save the Queen of Naboo, which then led to this rebellion against the Trade Federation in that little section, and all that, fought in the war, all that, right? So, again, from my perspective, that's one of the things. Another thing you have is there's a part where Jar Jar is asleep on the ship. Also, the fact that he was walking around like he complains about the desert or whatever, but he's an aquatic species on a desert. There's no way he should have been able to sustain himself out there all day like he did, right? And then he was also helping work on the fucking speeder ship, which you could say that him getting his face stunned or whatever is him showing he's being a dumbass, whatever. Just because he's a dumbass doesn't mean he's always a dumbass, first of all. Second of all, the point I'm making is that's weird. If you have an aquatic species and you throw them out in the desert, they're not going to do that well, right? You also have, what the fuck's a whoopee? Like the currency that it's going to cost 7 whoopie or whatever for the frog thing that Jar Jar was trying to steal. And is that type of currency on Naboo? What is, hold on. The Whoopie is a type of golden currency used by the Hutts on the planet Tatooine. 16 Whoopie coins equaled 1 Turgurt. What the fuck is a Turgurt? And 64 of them equaled a Peggit. The value of a single Whoopie coin was around 0.625 Republic credits. On one of the sides, Whoopie coins bore an old Huttese code of trade. So, around the time of the invasion of Naboo, large amphibians called gorgs were sold in the Mos Espa market for 7 whoopie apiece, which was considered a pricely sum. Now, the fact that whoopie, I guess, is only on Tatooine, how the fuck does Jar Jar know how much that's supposed to be? Right? Like, that's kind of weird. You also have the ship part I was talking about, where he's asleep on the ship, and Anakin and the handmaiden are talking to each other, and I think they bring up about not having any warriors, right? Oh, I mean, I'll probably join you in a few moments here, but when Jar Jar is asleep, they're talking about not having a military force, and then all of a sudden, without being prompted, Jar Jar talks about the military of the Gungans and how great warriors they are. That's kind of weird that he would pretend to be asleep, because there was no other reason why he'd bring it up when he brought it up, right? Like, no other reason. And then this is a fucking weird one to me. This is the one that like sticks out most of all. When Padme was going to the council to ask for help, and Palpatine was like, "I'll try my best, but we might need get a new chancellor, supreme chancellor or whatever." Fucking, she says or does something, I can't recall what it was, but Jar Jar proceeds to say, and I quote, while talking to Anakin, the like 8-year-old Anakin Skywalker, Jar Jar goes something along the lines of, "Wow, the princesses are being mighty nice. That's hot." What the fuck does that... What? What? Why? Why and why? What? Why? What? Why? Right? That's weird to have that in there like that. At least, again, idiot Jar Jar, haha, funny, funny. I'm, of course, feeding into the meme a little bit, but I also truly believe that there's more to Jar Jar than just dumbass, goofy dumbass, right? Also, a lot of the shit that he does is like falling upwards. You know what I mean? Like, you think about how he did the thing with the grenade on the tank, and it hit dude, and then that tank proceeded to crash. Or how fucking the gun got stuck to his foot and he jumped around like he did to shoot it at people. That's ridiculous to think about, because you can, like, I'll agree that he's an idiot. He's an idiot. I'll agree to that. He's a dumbass. But he's got to be force sensitive in some way, shape, or form, because the first time when he got his leg stuck and it shot, then he looked at it, and then he proceeded to whip his foot around to shoot specific fucking robots. That's less luck. A couple of those. And you gotta, like, because if you fuck up when you move your foot, you'll shoot yourself or somebody else in the army. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, outside of me half joking about this, I don't know how many episodes of the show I'll end up watching. Not Star Wars, idiot. I almost said Star Wars The Throne, or whatever. That'd be a hell of a crossover, Game of Thrones with Star Wars. I don't know how you'd make that work, but anyway. I know I'm gonna at some point play Adventure Mode Dwarf Fortress. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit more and get a bit more edited and stuff like that, but the adventure mode looks promising from what I've messed around with. I might play some of that off stream just to get used to it or whatever. Oh, what else do we got? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. What? Well, that was weird. I hit 1 and then 3, and it picked up the 2 rods, and then I hit 1, 2, and it picked up the 2 rods. Then I hit 3, and this rod came out. That was kind of weird. Normally, it goes down the order of the rods that you have in your inventory. I can't show it right now, but I have 6 spaces for fishing poles. So my first 3 are the ones that have sinker setups. Is there anything else off the top of my head that I could think of? I kind of already went the game, because we got done playing Devil May Cry 1 recently. There's a lot of games that I'm waiting to play till I get the SSD. When I get the SSD, that'll be when I do XCOM 2 with mods and stuff like that, because it'll run a lot faster. That's when I'll be doing modded Fallout and stuff like that, and whatever other games that I could come, like, up to play. At some point, again, I don't know when because of how I schedule out my games, but there's, like, on my list of games that I want to play sooner rather than later, Terra Invicta, Baldur's Gate 3, right? Stuff like that. Cosmoteer, that'll be sooner rather than later, in all honesty. Speaking of which, let me...
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spunks puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that
The weirdest part is not playing any Minecraft lately. Right?
You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps.
After we finish the Kingdom build,
Everyone's a winner when you dare
I've just been like, man, I don't have to play Minecraft on Monday. Which has been pretty cool, but...
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken
there's a part of me that kind of misses it.
or 10-piece nuggets.
Hilariously enough.
It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double cheeky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on 1 and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request.
Oh, shit.
Deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
What if Galaxy AI could turn your to-dos into to-das? Pre-order the new Samsung Galaxy S1
All right, cool. Well,
$399.99 with qualifying trade-in. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. You could get paid up to 2 days faster and there's no cost. So stop playing the waiting game. Make the switch today at Huntington.com/money. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
I'm like trying to think there's something else I wanted to talk about, but I cannot think of anything else off the top of my head, in all honesty. The Ninja Gaiden 4 stuff threw me for a loop, in all honesty, because I was really surprised. I was like, damn, we're getting Ninja Gaiden 4. Anytime I hear about a game coming out with, like, a continuation of it, makes me extremely excited for, you know, other games that haven't yet had a continuation. Like, when the hell are we going to get any information or news on a new XCOM game? Please. I am begging at this point. Please. Like, just like a taste of new XCOM. Real talk, though. Probably gonna focus on going through Game of Thrones. I think XCOM is dead. XCOM never really dies in my experience. It might not have a lot of views on Twitch right now. Let me check really quickly. Let's go back to Twitch and take a look at XCOM. Yeah, it might not have a lot of people watching or anything like that currently, but it is one of those types of games that comes in waves, for sure. For absolutely sure, it comes in waves. Oh, the series, I mean, well, the series has in development, yeah, there's a lot of games that have periods of where they're dead. A perfect example of a game series that is, like, on its way to being revived would definitely be the Metal Gear series. As long as they, you know, as long as Metal Gear Delta pops off like it, and is good, and it pops off, we'll probably see a resurgence of Metal Gear. Like all the games will get remade. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, so the official development of it, like if they're not focused on, it doesn't make sense why it would be dead though. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense because of how much money that franchise would bring in by making a new game. Oh, that kind of will make it a little bit rough. Midnight Suns. That I heard about that game. Is really. This is what I fucking hate about companies when they buy other fucking things. They have them make a fucking game. When the game doesn't pan out, they fire everybody from that company. And then they don't have them work on the shit that they know how to do. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I just read that. Yeah. It won't be about the same because it'll be a different team. Yeah. What we're gonna have to deal with is we're gonna have to deal with either reboots coming, or games that are similar to XCOM but not the same because of copyright shit made by people that might have worked on the original XCOM 2 game. True, true. I mean, that's why fucking Skyrim still is fucking around because of modding. Seriously. Yeah, 36,000 people are playing Skyrim on Steam right now. The 24-hour peak was 44,000. XCOM. We got 3,000 people playing XCOM 2 right now. Enemy Unknown has 500 people playing right now. Alright. What's funny is, XCOM 2, their all-time peak was 133,000 players 8.9 years ago. Right? Whereas Skyrim's peak, and the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, not Special Edition or anything like that. Oh, this is basic Skyrim. Okay, so that is 1,708 people playing basic-ass Skyrim Edition right now, but the all-time peak was 13.2 years ago, with 287,000 people playing the game. Now the Special Edition, let me look at that. That's probably got a little bit of a different thing. That's got 36,000 people playing right now, and the all-time peak was 8.3 years ago at 69,000. Nice. I mean, Cosmeteer, oh god. Good idea, though. 701 players right now. All-time peak at 24 hours at 947. All-time peak was 2.2 years ago at 13,794 players. What about on Twitch? I'm curious about that. No live channels currently for this game. I mean, it'd be a hell of a game to stream because there's no one in the directory, and if anybody wants to see anything like that, they would only be able to watch yours because you'd be the only person playing the game right now. So it's a great game to stream. Oh, that's funny. I always love playing games that might not have a lot of people streaming them or a lot of people watching, because the people that normally show up are almost always like the die-hard, like, knowledgeable fans of it. Stolen Realm? 102 players right now, 221 24-hour peak, and the all-time peak was 1.9 years ago at 1,506. Nobody streaming that game currently. Yeah, co-op turn-based RPG sounds very interesting. Oh yeah, okay, that's something I'll have to check out at some point. For sure. We're absolutely sure. Got dragons in it. Does it have fishing, though? That's the real big question. Does it have fishing? Does Baldur's Gate have fishing? Appreciate the lurk. For me, I don't really have that much else to go over for the update for YouTube. All right, because I'm like trying to go over any other games that I could think of that we're going to be playing in the near future, and outside of trying to figure out where I'm going to be able to put Cosmeteer in, we've got, like I said, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Fallout 4 with mods, Devil May Cry 2, 3, so on and so forth. Well, Cosmeteer is a game that's right up my alley, in all honesty. We'll see how things play out. I always like playing things by ear. I make plans, but I never have those plans written in stone because you never know, you know. Oh hell yeah. Time zones and stuff like that. I know I could adjust my schedule a little bit if need be, because I know like could start with Cosmeteer because it gets later, like it's later for you right now, right? Because my time, it's currently what, 7:30 p.m. right now my time. Actually, I probably should reel this back in because I'm gonna get ready to wrap up with the outdated YouTube blog thing, and we'll be watching a speed run of Devil May Cry 1, and then going from there.
This is a home improvement store. Why is the water purple? Did you bring your own bath bomb? And are those scented candles?
But hell yeah, I need to get more into co-op games and co-streams and stuff like that. I really do.
It's time to review the highlights. I'm joined by my co-anchor, Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number one has to be getting iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down at T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel. Chasing a nut.
Number two, at T-Mobile, families can switch and save 20% on plans plus streaming services versus the other big guys.
What a deal.
I'm gonna just use one rod for a few moments because I want to try and catch a specific fish.
iPhone 16 on them.
Yeah, you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.
Oh, cool. Nice, nice. What did I play on that? Xmas Eve. I'm not sure. I know on Christmas I played Minecraft and just like flew around because we were like a hair's breadth away from being done with the build. I finished that build in creative mode, and I finished it before the end of last year because I was excited to get done with that and get ready to move on to a new game. Because here's the thing, once I get my SSD, Fishing Planet is going to be replaced with XCOM 2 just for modding purposes and stuff like that, right? So we'll be getting XCOM 2 ready over a period of a couple of weeks' time. Maybe less than that, depends on how much modding I decide to do on that game off stream. But some of the more memorable streams I've had in the past were definitely, like, one of the reasons why these exist, honestly, are because of the modding streams I had for XCOM 2. One of the reasons why the outdated YouTube blog thing exists is because of that. Because it's like, it's fun to have moments where you're doing something on a game and just bullshitting. A known good collection. True, true. I have to make a mods archive command, right? I have to make a mods archive command because the last mods, the first mods list I ever made command was for this, and this was the last playthrough that we did a while ago, right? I don't think a lot of those mods even, like 3 or 4 of them don't even exist anymore at this point. Not a lot of them, but like a couple of them. But yeah, I need to make an archive command for mods. It'll probably be a Google Doc, just for like posterity's sake. I'll probably do that before we start modding the next XCOM. Oh, hell yeah. I always love that. Like, I always love... one of the main reasons I enjoy playing XCOM so much, and it's one of the games I've played the most times on stream, is because of the community of XCOM, in all honesty. And how into it people can get, and, like, the roleplay aspect of things and stuff like that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, the only thing I'm really else going to do off stream is play a little bit of War Thunder, play a little bit of Enlisted, maybe do a little bit of this. But that's only like an hour each game at times. Oh, hell yeah, let's go! The big 500! Where am I at? Because I always have my stuff turned off. Like, I don't see... The only thing I see is pre-roll duration, bitrate, and session time. I have views and followers. I got 472. Oh, last year I got 69 new follows. Couldn't help but get a big old smile on that. I was like, nice. Got 69 new follows. That's great. Oh, Kazan! That game, I'm going to be doing a playthrough of the first Berserker, Kazan. That game is fun. It's like, I want to play the demo again. That's something that I'm definitely going to be doing. Of course, we got Metal Gear Solid Delta when that comes out. That's like one of the only other games I'm excited for. When it comes out for PC, I'll be playing the new Grand Theft Auto game. Because I'm not going to... Well, let me say this. When it comes out on PC, as long as the price isn't a ridiculous amount, I'll be getting it and playing it. Other games that I've got to play at some point, like Doom and Doom Eternal, I've got to play those games at some point. RimWorld, that'll be a Monday game. Might be a Monday game after I spend a couple weeks playing it on stream. We'll see. But other than that, I ain't really got much else to go over when it comes to what I got planned next. I really much already went over that. There's a bunch of games on my list that I've played before that I'm like, ooh, I could play this game. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to play Darksiders 1 and 2 again. Because I've already done a playthrough of them, and I got hundreds of games I've gotten for free over the last couple of years through Epic, GOG, Amazon. Oh, speaking of Amazon, and free games. Quiet. I accidentally clicked on somebody's stream. Oh shit, Deus Ex is a free game right now on Amazon Prime. Hell yeah. Sign me the fuck up. Give me that. Yoink. Got that on Game of the Year edition. Let's go. Got that on GOG now. So we'll have to do a playthrough of Deus Ex at some point, because that's a classic. Zombie Army Dead War 4. Or Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Yeah, give me that one. That's a game that we're getting for... I love this. We're getting the game for free through Prime Gaming, but it's going to be added to my Epic Games Store library. The other one was the GOG Store library. There's a bunch of other games on this list that I'll have to get later, but the biggest one there is Deus Ex. Also, speaking of Amazon Prime, don't forget to use your token on the streamer of your choice, if you haven't already. I'm trying to wait for this last fish to come by before we wrap up here, but I think I'm just gonna have to reel in and end the outdated YouTube blog thing. I'll step away, and then when I come back, we'll watch or start to watch a speed run of Devil May Cry 1, I think. I think mine's up in a couple of days. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check it. Trying to go, like, yeah, okay, so the next Monday, right, when we play Fishing Planet, I'll do what I always do. I'll go over my games that we played over the previous days, the games that I plan to play, the random topics of conversation, and then we'll wrap up with the analysis of how many ever episodes of Game of Thrones that I've watched. I'll probably have a notebook that I'll write information down in while I watch it to do that. So bear that in mind, because more than likely there will be a lot of spoilers for Game of Thrones. I will probably change my title to go along with talking about Game of Thrones episodes, whatever, for this first season. Spoilers? Or spoiler alert, or whatever. Let me quickly just get out of this game before I click that, and then I will definitely check this out. Probably check this out after I wrap up with stream tonight. But hell yeah. I'll definitely check out Stolen Realm. You know what I get most excited for when I talk about XCOM? I get most excited for, like, I'm gonna say it in this way because there's no other term that I could really use right now off the top of my head, and it's the one that fits the most. But when the OGs start to show up, like, we've got Stormwalker, they'll probably make an appearance, or make a, they might lurk, but they'll make a text appearance and be like, yo, what's up? Speaking of Darksiders, anyway, I think we'll have to make new characters, too. Again. Maybe. Not for any other reason than I like making characters. And we'll do it on Mondays. Basically, we'll do it on Mondays leading up to, like, hours of character... I mean, like, I'm talking, like, several Mondays of several hours of character creation while just bullshitting, basically. And with that, I do believe that is going to be it for me for you, YouTube. Stick around for those watching on Twitch. We're going to be chilling for a bit longer, watching a couple speedruns. I think a couple speedruns of DMC, Devil May Cry. I enjoyed that game that much, and I think the speedruns aren't going to be that long because the game itself isn't that long. Realistically, I think if I played it again, I could probably beat it in 4 hours on normal mode. Maybe quicker because I have New Game Plus going. Oh, hell yeah. But yeah, that is going to be it for me for you, YouTube. I do hope you enjoyed your stay here at the Kingdom. If you haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel as well as my main channel. Links should be down in the description below through all my links. If you're watching on YouTube, exclamation point links like so. For those that are watching on Twitch, be sure to follow me on Twitch. Catch when I go live at 6 p.m. EST, EDT for Friday through Monday. Invite link to the community Discord where you can always get the most accurate notifications of whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early to stream outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late, as well as whatever else catches your fancy through all my links. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.